Let's begin with if you could say and spell your first and last name so that we have it on the recording.
My name is Terry Wilson, Terrywilson.
How long you been with the society?
I'm about to enter my 38th year, fairly new.
One of our younger Vincentians?
Yes, that's right.
Talk about the start of this program. Whose idea? How did it come to be? What was the thought process behind it?
I didn't talk about that for a long time, and I finally figured out maybe I should. I grew up in a small town in Iowa. I tell people the city limit signs on the same post. And, the only person that went to college from that town would be the son of a veterinarian. And so I was down at my dad's business, and Methodist minister came down. He asked me, are you going to go to college? I said, I hadn't thought about it. He said, well, if you wanted to go, could you? I said no, because I've been making my own expenses for 8 or 10 years by then. He said, well, if I got you a small grant and a place to sleep for your work for your sleep, and a job, would you go? I said, maybe. He did, and then I did. I had the choice of continuing being a meat cutter in a little grocery store there, or I got Charlie Jacobs offered me a job pumping gas. That was my 2 options out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So he did, and I did. And everybody that has something good happen to them feel that they've done that themselves. You know, I made this happen, the life that I've been able to have. And 15 years ago, I realized how stupid I had been and what a great gift that Larry had given to me. And I knew he was the head librarian at Redlands University. And I got his address, and my wife and Eddie and I drove over there, California, Redlands. Went up and knocked on the door. His wife Molly came to the door and I said, I'd like to see Larry and tell him what a gift he gave. He said, he died 30 days ago. I don't know if he helped anyone else. He helped me through the first year. But now I've got 115. He had 1, now I've got 115 for Larry. And it's still counting.
It's the ultimate in systemic change within the society, isn't it? Education?
It is. It's the lottery or education. And education is a lot surer way to do it.
It's person to person in the way in which you run this, and that the Vincentians or others mentor these students. How important is it for the mentoring? How important is the mentoring for the students and that support system?
I won't call it critical, but it's all close to that. These kids are coming from homes where, first of all, they have anywhere from a 3 to 6 or 8 year education for the parents. They have no role model. They have nobody in the area that they've ever gone to college. And so they have no idea what middle class people do, how they live. And so that the mentor and the program is designed to gradually move them in to understand what they can do, can be, and give those values that we are privileged to have, that those people in that culture, economic culture, do not have.
Talk about the scope of this. Yep. Talk about the scope of this program. How wide-reaching is it into the schools and the outreach that it provides to the schools in this community?
Well, one of the real basic success parts of this is where we get our students. We go to counselors in economically disadvantaged areas, and we tell them the kind of student that we would like to have, and then we do that with 2 Vincentians, and every year we go back and review what happened with their students from all the time, two of our schools have been with us since the beginning. And so when they send us a student, we rarely ever have to turn down a student. We do it throughout the diocese. How far apart? I don't know what you're looking for now on this.
No, you're talking about it's that person to person. The St. Vincent de Paul is its name in the community is providing that direct contact, and this is another way of doing that. Think of some of your success stories. You mentioned these students. Who comes to mind, or the careers, or their achievements that
Just
come to
talk
mind?
to him.
Who else?
Oh yes, every one of them. You know, I got 115 now, and I can't go back in my mind and pick up all of those what they've done. But we had a graduate recently, got an engineering degree. He didn't have the life skills to know how to do the 401. He got a job offer to do the 401k, or what do I do about the health insurance? And so he contacted me, and he sent me his letter of acceptance at the engineering business, and had on it his starting salary. And I looked up his file when he came to us, and his family income with 4 kids and mom and dad, $22,500. I don't know how you live and raise a family on that, food stamps and all that. His job offer was $55,000. Is that going to change the generational poverty in that family? Heavens, yeah. That's what the program's all about. We have one of the earlier ones that was about the second year with Marcelino. He was a student at the economically disadvantaged school, and he wanted to be the top, what do they call it's for military. They have military there for students to do that. He wanted to be the top officer.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried 2 or 3 times, he didn't get it. But he kept trying till he finally did. And then the teacher went to his apartment where his mother, single mom, and for some reason, and she said, here's this spit and polish young man sleeping on the floor. He gets his food at the cafeteria in the school, and he's a server. Now he's the head of the ROTC, and his men report to him. Now he's serving them food, or he gets his food. He told me after he got out, he's an engineer also. He told me after he got out, he said, this is a couple years later, he says, I carry a food stamp around in my billfold. And anytime I think I'm having problems, he says, I pull that out and look at it. He says, I'm never going back. And that's the kind of things that change the lives that we have, those two students.
It's not so much finding diamonds in the rough, it's taking a moment to step back and say, this person can succeed if we give them an opportunity.
Oh my gosh. I have people say, how does what our program is? Our program, graduation rate, I got to get into that. There was a 2005 Board of Regents wanted to know how many of our high school students actually went to college when they graduated, and the number was 57%. And they followed all of those students, no matter where they went in the country, to see how many graduated in 6 years, not 4 or 5, 6 years. And the result was that there was 6% had AA degrees, and 19% got bachelors, at 25%. None of the 57 go within 57. So a little less than half of them actually got a degree. Ours is over 60%. Theirs is 25, and ours is 60. One of our schools is over 70%. What's the difference? The difference is the counselors find the right student, and we check, make sure they do. We don't take the students to the top because they get all kinds of assistance. So we teach, and we go there and we critique them every year of what we're looking for. We want the students that can make it with us, that can't go without us, and also has enough ability to actually get the education. The second thing is the mentors. The mentors are key to this because these kids don't have the idea of what you do in school. They've never even thought about going. I think you heard that from Marcelino. He wasn't even sure he could go. The third thing is our process. We run it on a database and mail merge. For example, when we get the checks to the students for the next semester, Marcelino will come up with 72 letters he has to get out, along with 52 envelopes. And you got to be sure they do the act of kindness and get their schedule in so that we'll actually give them the check. And our process is detailed, but it works. And the fourth and most important thing is that the students that come to us never thought they'd get a chance. And when they do, there is fire in their eyes and there is steel in their backbone. And they are not going to fail. That's the four things that makes this program work.
How does it speak to the charism of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul? It's the embodiment of Vincentian values, isn't it, a program like this?
I believe it is, and it's the demonstration, not the talk about it, to see what the society do. We actually ask these kids to all do an act of kindness every semester. And the reason we do that is because they've lived in a home, in an environment where they are the takers, not the givers. They have the food stamps, they have to get stuff in here and all that, or family dining, whatever. And they've never had the luxury of giving somebody something. And in a recent survey, they found out that the endorphins in your head that make you feel good, the one that makes it go farthest, highest, is giving something to someone else. And they've never had that opportunity. So we ask them to do an act of kindness every semester so that they will have a sense of what they should be doing, giving to other people. That's part of the middle class thing that we just take for granted.
Of all your personal accomplishments in your life, from family to career, how does this fit in?
It just sounds too bragging to talk about stuff like that. Well, if they'd give me some opportunities I would have never had in that little farm community. They don't pump gas there anymore. What it's done for myself, my wife, my kids, and the grandkids, and now great-grandkids, you just can't even measure. I've had opportunities for the society. President here, Vice President of the region, Vice President national, worked in the CGI and international for 9 years. Been out of the country 47 times. I got 8 grandkids, 7 of them are graduating. I have graduated in college, and the 8th one I call a laggard. She doesn't graduate until spring. And she doesn't like to be laggard, but she is because of her age. 2 of our grandkids are getting their doctorate degree within the next semester or 2. Another one of our grandkids is a CPA, and he does forensic accounting. Got his master's from Notre Dame. Got another guy that's going up the management line in an insurance company. He's been promoted 4 or 5 times already. And it's what it's done for the family. I go back to that little town, and these people don't have any clue what life is like out of there. And these kids, Marcelino's been overseas now in 10 trips, and his brothers have been there. They've had a chance to see the world that is, without education, you can't do that. Just can't do that.
Do you feel in your heart that you have repaid that kindness?
Never can.
Never? Even with all the work you've done here?
Oh, heavens no. I wouldn't have been here without learning.
But do you feel you have now repaid that kindness?
No.
Not yet. Even
No.
with all the people you've helped?
You know, when I come to do this interview, there's one thing that I would like to get from the interview that I want for me. That is for the councils around this country. I've got a 11-page step-by-step process to run the mail merge and the database. And I can do a turnkey program for any council that wants to do the same program we're doing. And I'm hopeful that we'll have some councils want to do that if they see these interviews.
This can be replicated and
Oh my
should be
gosh.
replicated all over the country.
Like that, yes. My goal now, we got 26 students in school right now. And my goal is for having 50 in 5 years on a regular basis, 50. In 10 years, be graduating 50. Let's talk about maybe 10 or 12 or 15 other councils do that. What's that do for these kids? Yeah, there's no end to what can be done for these kids.
Thank you so much for all you do for the society.
Thank you.